All right, why working a 9 to 5 is a complete waste of your time. My name is Kyle, and I have actually gotten out of the 9 to 5. I did start my own business, but guys, the 9 to 5, I just remember it being such a soul crushing time of my life. And I was the most depressed that I had ever been. And I was unfocused compared to what I am now. I was lazy. I was tired all the time. You know, I was eating crappy food just to feel better, like literally. And, you know, there are people out there like that are definitely like worse off than me. But like, I remember just every single day that I had to wake up and go to my job, you know, it just, on the way there, I just felt like, what am I doing? To like, literally, I'm not even going to like bullshit you. I thought about, you know, exiting, this life at some point, because I just felt like I just felt so trapped and I didn't know what to do with myself. So I'm hoping that this video can reach at least somebody out there, and that you guys know that there is a way out. And I just want to go into a few points. I did write down a few points here that I'm just going to go over, but I just want you guys to know that there's a way out. You don't have to be stuck, you know, and you guys can just slowly get out of it. So if anybody's there, you know, you guys can do it. So the very first kind of like little point that I wrote down was like the 9 to 5, just you can't really climb too much in a short amount of time like you can with a business. And I remember when I was at my particular job, I used to cut meat back in the day, which was actually like a decent job back then. Now they just do it at like plants and send it to the grocery stores. That's what I used to do. And that was my very first like quote unquote decent skill that I learned. And I learned it from some old guys, you know, who were making like 25, 26 bucks an hour doing it back then. And now there's just minimum wage kids who like just put it out on the shelf, right? And that's kind of like, I was in the transition part of that. And you don't get more money. Like, you always ask for more hours, but of course, you know, like, you get more hours, but you don't have any time now. And that kind of goes into my second point, is you have no like control over your time. Your time is so limited. You have set hours, and like, if you work like a full-time job where you are at work Monday to Friday, yeah, you can have like that set time and set schedule. But again, for me, I couldn't get past the point where I was like, this is such pointless work. I hate this. You know, I don't like my bosses half the time. And look, I was a bad employee. I've said this in previous videos before, but like, I was a bad employee in the way that like, if I felt like the work that I was doing was pointless, I just wanted to leave. You know, I would do my duties, and, you know, but at the same time, I was just so ready just to get out of there. And I was just counting down the hours like everyone else probably does. Right. And again, it was such a soul crushing time in my life. I remember just hating it. And so what I ended up doing was I looked up ways to make money online, and I'll go over some of those as well, just real quick at the end of the video. But the next kind of like little point that I wrote down was like job security kind of blows. Okay. They will tell you, and even other people around you will say, oh my God, having a job, like they'll say starting a business is so risky, but there are so many people getting laid off now, right? Losing their jobs. You know, it's just a company. Companies can literally choose to get rid of you and replace you tomorrow. You might as well build something that you are just genuinely proud of. And it just takes the choice to start. Okay. That's what I did, guys. I remember just feeling so lost and just when I finally made that choice, I was like, I am not going to do 9 to 5. I don't care what it takes. That when I made that choice, it was the most freeing choice that I had ever made. Yes, I still worked, but like, I knew that I wanted to do something different. And this is probably the most important point that I wrote down, which is the lack of fulfillment and passion that you're going to have going to your shit job. Like, when you actually show up to your own, like when you have your own business, right? You show up with so much more vigor and passion and like love for it. It will literally pour out of you. Like, I make content, like I'm a consultant and I have an agency, right? And like, the way I show up when I do sales calls, the way I show up when I actually do the work, it is amazing. And I have time freedom and location freedom now. And I remember when, when I was in that place, I used to take the bus, and I was just like, this is awful. You know what I mean? And then there were people above me that were my peers and my friends that were getting their full-time jobs out of school, like out of college, and they were getting their jobs, and they were getting Mercedes-Benz, they were getting like beautiful cars. And I had to take the bus to some job that was cold, because meat departments have like coolers and freezers. You have to, and they would even say like, Kyle, you can work your way up and become a manager. And like, I don't want to be you know what I mean? Anyway, so you're literally like, especially if you're Monday to Friday, right? As soon as that Sunday comes around, it's almost like that day is completely wasted, because you're like, I have to work tomorrow. That's how I felt doing 9 to 5. And there are, again, people around you, even your parents may even say like, you should be proud, you should be grateful that you have this 9 to 5 opportunity. Bullshit. I was like, no, that is not, no. I was like, and people will tell you you're crazy, and you might even feel crazy, which again leads to those like bad thoughts, right? Those deep thoughts of just wanting to like end things, because it just seems so much easier than climbing out. And I know that's really, really extreme, but that's just how I felt. By the time I was in my mid-20s, I was like, dude, this got to be a better way. And so obviously I stuck to it and made something really big happen. And this is the last point that I'll talk about here, is you're building somebody else's dream. Now, for me, again, going into your own like passions and your purpose in life, and like what you're trying to achieve. When you work a traditional job, you are literally making somebody else wealthy. You're making somebody else more money, and they're paying you basically pennies to do it. Again, it depends. If you're working like a minimum wage job, that's definitely like the case. But if you're working like a 9 to 5 that you just hate the actual structure, maybe you're a software developer or something like that, you're probably making pretty good money. But like the structure may just really bother you versus the actual money part, right? I think as a man, it is the most important thing in the world to achieve freedom. That is really what sings to our souls as men, and women too. There's some women out there who want that freedom, but I know particularly in my soul, I needed freedom. As soon as I achieved freedom, my entire life changed. And again, if this video can help you get there, I'd be grateful that it got to you. And if you guys resonate with this kind of content in any kind of way, just shoot a comment down below. Shoot something down below that resonated with you. And of course, if you have questions about anything, guys, because again, if I can speak to that to my younger self, this is exactly the video that I would have made. This is exactly what I would have wanted him to hear, that there's a way out, that there are people who feel like you. And now that I've gotten out of it, guys, I'm telling you now, there's nothing more important to me and fulfilling than just being able to do what I want with my day. Yeah, I work a little bit every day just to keep things going, but I just want you guys to know that there is a way out if you make that choice. The 9 to 5 is soul crushing. It sucks. And I want you guys to get out of it if you can. And some of the things that you can do, actually, I'll leave that for another video. This video is going to be in a playlist of fundamentals. Okay. So I want you guys to watch the other videos, because I'll talk about agency work. I'll talk about consulting. I'll talk about all these other things that you guys can do. Maybe I'll even post like an end card so you guys can check it out. And guys, I am reachable. Okay. Just check the description box. If you want to like actually book a call with me or whatever and talk and just get you guys on a plan, or if you just want to comment, I will answer comments until it becomes too busy around here to do so. But trust me, guys, you'll get through it. And if you guys need help, just reach out to me.